Gabrielle Zalina. Gabrielle is a passionate hairstylist with nearly 2 decades of experience dedicated to the art of curl care. Inspired by early beauty rituals with her mother and sister, Gabrielle has turned that foundation into a powerful career, transforming curls both behind the chair and through thoughtful crafted products designed exclusively for our exquisite curls. Welcome, Gabrielle. Next, we have JoAnn Solomon. JoAnn is a sought-after hair and makeup artist, beauty agency owner, beauty contributor, and published writer based in New York and New Jersey. Known for her soft blend signature and grounded professional presence, she has worked with wide celebrities and production teams across a wide range of high-level environments. As a multifaceted creative entrepreneur, JoAnn's work extends beyond artistry into education, mentorship, and thought leadership within the beauty industry. She is passionate about helping beauty professionals elevate their careers through structure, mindset, and strategic positioning. Welcome, JoAnn. Next, we have Franchela Ulises. As a model, fashion stylist, entrepreneur, and founder of the I Don't Speak Spanish, Mujeres of all shades, a platform dedicated to uplifting women through faith, fashion, and community. Known for her bold use of color and creative direction, she helps women express confidence and identity through intentional style and fashion. Her works have been featured on Univision and Telemundo, and she has walked in major runway shows and appeared in top fashion publications. As a stylist and creative, Franchela is passionate about showcasing the beauty and strength of women of all shades. Welcome, Franchela. Last and certainly not least, we have Nae Witter, starting as a self-taught stylist with a passion for making women feel seen and beautiful. Nae built her career one layer at a time. What started as a personal passion and creative hustle has evolved into a full-scale beauty business known as Nae Did My Hair. In 2020, she opened NW Beauty Bar, a modern salon space known for its luxury extensions, precision styling, and personalized client experience, transforming years of hands-on experience and creative passion into a thriving business. Her transition from stylist to business owner reflects her belief in layering for longevity, continuously evolving her craft, her brand, and her mindset to create lasting impact in the beauty industry, showing that when women layer passion with purpose, there's no limit to how far they can grow. Welcome, Nae, to the panel. So we have a great panel today, and we're going to be talking about layering for longevity. So my first question to all of the panelists, how did you go from doing what your original passion was, whether it was hairstylist, makeup artist, or whatever it was, how did you go from that to what you're doing and what you launched into now?
So I have been doing hair, since like I was 14 years old. Started in high school, doing your girlfriend's hair, they're telling everybody. And I did that all the way consecutively full time. During COVID, they shut our salons down. Did y'all feel that? It was jaw-dropping. I knew I had to do something. I had to make a pivot because my livelihood, I'm a mother of four. My livelihood was just pump and brakes. And so me and a couple partners that used to work in Human Nature, we were just having a conversation. And like, okay, what's the next thing? What does the industry need right now? They were asking me what did my clients need, and we were like, let's just create a brand together, a hair product brand. So, being that I'm an Beta alumni, plant-based botanical hair care is something that it just means everything to me. Many years being vegan, vegetarian, all the little things. I wanted to create something that was plant-based for the hair, for curls, and so we came together. Our kid used to work at Red Law for 20 years, and we just were like, well, let's make the base aloe vera. Instead of using water as the number one ingredient, let's use aloe vera. And so we just started off with like a detangler, shampoo, and conditioner. And so today we have about 15 products. We have 2 different collections. I'm still styling behind the chair. This is my love. I am a master loctician, braider, colorist, all the things. If the hair is curly, I'm gonna make it look fabulous. So now I have my own products to go with that. So even today, this morning I did my curl. I mean, if I'm gonna
years old, and at the time, Susan Lucci was a big deal. So I'm revealing my age right now, that's okay. Glamour was what it was all about, and I had a glamorous mother, so I would bring people home from school and do their makeup and tell them how amazing they were going to look. And I realized that I wasn't quite perfecting it, and that became my obsession. I started doing makeup and hair as often as I could breathe, and it felt so good to me. I continued that, and along the way, have been blessed with opportunities as a national makeup artist for Yves Saint Laurent, a national makeup artist for Liquid Martin, as well as Giorgio Armani, and then going out on my own later to start my own brand of lip glosses and products. In that journey, I came across a lot of women of color that weren't being given opportunities in the agency sphere. So I decided to create the JoAnn Solomon Beauty Group, giving opportunities to mothers who could not find opportunities for themselves or to say your mom, then run off. And it's really been a wonderful thing to be able to bridge that gap and help my community and empower young women of color, give them the opportunity to stand in rooms and sit at those tables that they try to keep us from. So I'm very excited to share my experience and all of the stories along the way.
Hi everyone. Can you guys hear me good? Good? Okay. My name is Franchela, and I have a degree in criminal justice. So I graduated college. I was all about going into the justice system, becoming an FBI agent. That was my thing. I went to school and I still love it. But one of the things that shifted my career is that later on I started to model. I got into modeling more seriously and I started to work with brands. But then I started to see what was going on in the movie industry. I started to see that there was a lack of diversity. I started to see that diversity was tolerated, not celebrated. And I would always be like that black girl that they would just put in a photo or those type of things. And I said, you know what? I want to use my platform to be able to empower and to help women. And I feel like that justice part of me, I'm always trying to do justice for someone. I was like, well, I'm going to use it in the fashion industry because I love it. And that's where my community called Mujeres of All Shades started. With Mujeres, I didn't want just to create a space where there was just one type of woman. I wanted to have a space for all women, right? I'm Afro-Latina, so my first language is Spanish. So when I moved to Arizona about 14 years, I felt like a fish out of water because Arizona is not that diverse. So when I got there, it was hard. And trying to fit in, I just didn't know, oh, are you Latina? Are you black? Are you purple? Are you green? What are you? So my community started that way, and now we are doing events all over the world. Our last event was at the Virgin Islands, and we did an event in Dominican Republic. So we're expanding, we're building, we're creating, and that's how I went from, criminal justice and modeling, which I still do, to having a whole movement of women around the world.
Hi guys, my name is Nae. I'm a hairstylist based on Long Island, and I've been doing hair my whole life. It's always been like a super passion for me. And I just took that passion and just kept going. Like I was doing hair on my room. Everybody knows me from doing hair on my room in high school. Doing like $60 weeks. I was just doing it just to, like, the love for hair was enough. The money was just an add-on. And from there, I went to cosmetology school. Cosmetology school, I went to my first salon, and then like COVID hit, and I was still trying to figure out what can I do now that I'm not in a salon anymore, and I was making wigs. And after COVID, basically, I had the opportunity to look at a salon, and everything just falls in my lap. I think that when you love something, you just keep pushing for it, you keep going for it no matter what the circumstances. I can honestly say that a lot of things have just fell in my lap. Like the opportunity to work with certain amount of people, my salon, all of those things has helped, those layers has gotten me to where I am today, honestly. Definitely the hard work for sure, but when I tell you just the love for what I do has definitely got me right here.
I'm out here doing it. I know that's right.
know, to really cater to natural hair. So it was a revolution. We were the Black Panthers of beauty. You know what I mean? Like, we were like, we're not holding this standard as what our hair should look like all the time. It's an option if I want straight hair. But my natural hair, the hair that's growing out of my head, it is who I am. And so my products are specifically made for that. It's specifically made for curly hair. And I mean, when we think about being a stylist and being behind the chair, I mean, 60-hour work weeks are nothing for me. It's the norm. But I can't do that at 60 years old. So what am I going to do now while I'm still young, still energetic, and start building so that I can move to the next phase? And so I started thinking about that early. I didn't want to just stay where I was in service. I wanted to provide for consumers. I have an educational curriculum. Like, that's the thing about the beauty industry is you're not boxed in. If you want to be a service provider, you totally can. And you can expand on your service. Like the HEBS laws are out. My apprentice just became a trichologist. Like, there are so many avenues you can go into. And so product development means a lot to me. The next phase is salon product development. And so I think there is nothing to lose when you stay grounded in your core. It helps you pivot into the next phase. It helps you evolve into the next phase. So that's what it's been for me.
There are so many levels to this success. I mean, I don't want to go on to some relight my heart. I think the most exciting and profound thing about all of this is being at the top and being dragged to the bottom. I think that humility can take you a long way. And that when you're on that journey for me, during COVID, I started my lip gloss line so that I could feed my children. So for me, you know, and I was successful. You couldn't touch anybody during COVID. So I had to come up with something. And I had already been coming up with writing. So I'm a published writer. I've been doing contributions, articles, and things like that. And eventually, after the downpour of disappointment in March and all those different things, there was success. Particularly, I'll never forget during the pandemic, Randy Zuckerberg, the sister of Facebook guy, she ended up ordering a ton of product. And it was just such a humbling experience for me. I realized that my reach was bigger. So I started outreaching and building the company and creating planners. So I have a makeup artist planner that's really incredible. It looks up makeup artist planner, which helps artists just get it all together, organize their mind, get their thoughts out. I had a composition notebook. I didn't have all the fabulous stuff that I have now. So yeah, it's layered. It's hard to answer the question in one shot, but I'll say that what keeps me going is the drag from the bottom back to the top. Being an entrepreneur is real. And I think a lot of the time people have their shine and they look great and they're telling you the good stuff, but there's a lot of hardship too. And that keeps you humble and keeps you hungry and it keeps you wanting to serve. So I love seeing other artists come up. There's more than enough for everyone.
So what helps me keep myself authentic or grounded, basically, throughout all of this that I'm doing is my culture. I'm very strong about my culture. I'm very strong about where I come from. I'm very passionate about who I am. And I wasn't always like this when I was growing up because I was raised in a lot of confusion of like cultures and being, you know, coming from the Virgin Islands and coming from the Caribbean and coming from the Dominican Republic. So we grew up with all these things like being black and being Latina and all that. But I feel like once I got older and I started to understand how beautiful my black culture was, because we really didn't speak about our black side, we only spoke about our Latino side, I got to love it more. And I'm so loud and bold about being a black Latina, and I love both of it. So I feel like that's what keeps me grounded and what keeps me authentic. Even within my brand, showing up as my authentic self. I am a lover for color, as you guys can tell. I'm always wearing bright color, and that has to do a lot with my culture as well. So I always like to show up as the Franchela that I am, and I love to represent my community of women of all shades, because although we are different within our communities, we all have similar struggles. We're all building brands, we're all trying to get ahead, we're all trying to beat the economy, we're all trying to become entrepreneurs, and we know it's not easy. But one of the hardest things that I know we're all battling is being girls, being women, right? So having a space where we can just all unite and we can all just be truthful about the things that are going on. A lot of times we don't know what's going on in businesses behind the scenes because everything looks really beautiful and shiny on social media. But I love connecting with women that way. So I just think loving my culture, embracing who I am, where I come from is what keeps me being authentic while I'm building this empire.
Yes, I think what keeps me authentic and my growth is the same building blocks is the love that I have for it. I feel like the love that I have for what I do has shown up in everything that I do. From me opening my salon, I wanted the experience, the professionalism. I wanted people to see every time they came in there. I wanted them to feel what I feel when it came to doing hair. And when I'm service to go to the city or I'm service to go anywhere, I want you to understand where this whole thing started from. It's just the love that I have for what I do, no matter how tired I am, the sacrifices, the time that we put in. Nobody really understands it but us entrepreneurs that it's a lot of sacrifice, and the love that I have has helped me stay to who I am every time.
I'm glad that you all literally spoke on the start and how you have to stay so grounded from the beginning to remember the journey and to help other entrepreneurs understand that it's not all glitter, it's not all sparkles, this is hard. Just because you made it look easy doesn't mean it's actually easy. So you know it's a big story. Great job. So what has been the most challenging part of layering longevity and how would you overcome those challenges?
Oh my God, the most challenging aspect of just pivoting into a new season of this space is my apprentice asked me that question yesterday actually, and it's been like marketing yourself, branding yourself, seeing yourself as a hairstylist is completely different than seeing yourself as a brand and a household name. That is something different. So to say, oh, I do the best braids, everybody wants me to do their hair, you know, I'm big on inner work. So I feel that we create from the inside out. So all of that mindset work you do for being a service provider is completely different than saying I'm a national brand, I'm a global brand. Everybody knows our name and we have such great results. Like that has taken me 3 years to make a shift. I was still showing up on social media like a hairstylist, wondering why nobody knows who my brand is. Many nights crying like we're never gonna be known. Right now we're in CVS and Walmart, y'all. Like, but when you see me on the shelf, it can be overlooked. Honestly, because you're like, who is in love beauty? You know, so how do I make the world know me? You know what I mean? Know that brand, know that logo when they see it, know that formulation. How do I do that? Has been a challenge. And I will be honest, I have not figured it out yet. First year with a publicist, hopefully she'll teach me how to do it. I don't know. And I think that that's the other challenge is being a hairstylist is like 20 jobs in one, but you usually can figure out how to do it by yourself. You cannot grow a $10 million brand by yourself. You have to let other people drive and their zone of genius to really grow to the space you want to. So letting go has been the hardest thing ever. And letting people ride their train so that we can go somewhere together. Y'all pray for me.
Okay. Okay. Basically, I don't know. 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 I don't
social media, marketing, event planner. I was doing every single thing by myself. And then there came a time when I was expanding and I was growing. And I was constantly telling myself, like, I can do this, girl. Like, you just need to put it in your calendar. And I did it for a while and I almost lost my mind. And I said, Franchela, it's time to delegate. But it was the hardest thing and I'm still struggling because I consider my brand my baby because you know how hard it is. So having someone even send an email for me gives me a whole anxiety. I'm like, you're not doing it right, you're not saying it right. But they're not doing anything that I would do, you know? But that was the hardest thing for me and I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling. I'm still learning how to let go and just understand that I did a good job with my brand and the people around me, they won't know. But I think it happens to business owners all over the world. And like you said, you can't build a $10 million brand by yourself, even if you can be the best at it. And I had to let go. And I had to let go. And even right now, I'm here on the panel and I'm still like telling the girls, like, are you guys good? You guys need me? And they're like, bro, no, bye. Go to your panel. But I'm always like double checking, like, you guys need me? Are you guys okay? And I'm working on it. I'm like, Franchela, let it go. It's fine. If you're not there for a minute, your career's not over, right? So I think delegating so many things I know is challenging.
It hasn't been particularly challenging for me because once it became very difficult, I asked God to use me and to allow me to serve others in such a way that I would be strong. So I built a steel stomach towards opposition, challenge, and now I'm just constantly trying to see how I can redirect that energy to serve others. Instead of focusing on my own, weaknesses or problems, I channel that energy out so that I can serve others and help uplift others. That's really big for me. My parents are nurses. I grew up watching them battle things out with the trauma ER. My dad was head of nursing. People suffering in a lot of sickness. And I realized that by touching people, I can uplift them and make them feel better about themselves. And that was like a superpower for me. So I channeled all of my energy into how I could do that, while also preserving space for my own energy and my own protection in that process. Because a lot of the time we're touching people's heads. So the challenge sometimes can be just protecting your energy from whatever's out there and walking with a smiling face to the next opportunity. So it really hasn't been that difficult. It's been a blessing to be able to serve and to be able to reach deep and help others. I don't know how else to say it. I'm so honored. When I started, really when I started, I wanted to be Diana Ross. And I was singing, I used to jump on the stage. I don't know how to note now. Y'all might run out of here. It's been a while. But, at that time, I thought I was going to be a celebrity. And then my mother passed away. I was 18 years old. My mother passed away. My grandmother died 6 months before my mother. And I don't want to get into my personal biography completely, but I will say that when I walked into beauty school, I needed a grant. I didn't have any money. And I said, I'm not going to be able to work with celebrities now. And I have worked with so many celebrities that God is so good. I didn't have to sing a note. I use my hands. So the layers have been just the spiritual layer of armor and God as my protection has been unbelievable. And that's what serves me best. You said you won't go preach. You just brought the whole sermon now. You brought the whole sermon. So what role has education, whether learning or teaching, played in helping you create longevity in your career?
Education. My mentors always told me, be poured into and pour into someone. And I have always done that. I have always had a mentor, and I am always a mentor. I would say my mentee is here, Stephanie, in the front row. She's been with me since she was 12 years old. But just education-wise, I went to college school twice. The first time was a complete flop. I couldn't commit. And then I went back, and I went to Aveda Institute. And y'all, I am a very proud alumni of Aveda. It's where my dream really came to my mind. I'm in there. All these products are mechanical made. They're using marshmallow, root extract, and all these oils from Brazil and all my food oils. I stood in that school and I remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, this is going to be me one day. I am going to have a mechanical based line, and I'm going to have an I'm the oldest of 3 daughters. Like, it's my lifestyle. So being in an educational setting, constantly being fed, because this industry is rapidly evolving at all times. This is not a place to think you can get certified and you're done. There is always something new to learn. There's always something new to reach for. And that's what makes it fun. It makes it a lifelong career that you can always learn something new, apply to your practice, and make a shift. I love the head spots that are out. And you don't even need a cosmetology license for that. But like, that is such a good thing to add to service. And so it just feels good to be in a position that we're always having education handed to us. And in that, there are always newbies that want to be poured into. You know what I mean? There's always someone new coming into the space like, hey, I want to be a professional. Where can I start? I meet newbies all the time. So there's always someone to pour into. And so it's a fun career.
Education, I think it's number one. Because if you don't prepare yourself, and there's a lot of type of education. I mean, they say like a street education where you have to like struggle and, you know, see how you're building. But I think education in general is about obvious learning. But the most important thing for me was educating myself in the Word of God. That was the most powerful thing for me because my business is tied to God. So everything He's provided to me. So just learning the Word, learning how to get up every day, learning that He is with me no matter what. All those little things have really helped me get to where I am because those are the basis for my business. But also going to college. You know, my mom said you're going to college. I was like, Mom, why? But you have to go. I'm like, oh my God. But when I was younger, I didn't really understand it. Although I'm not fully in my degree, I learned so many skills in school. I learned perseverance. I learned how to be dedicated. I learned how to stick to a goal. I went to school pregnant with my daughter, and then I finished with my other daughter. So I graduated with a 4-year-old and that showed me, you know, I told my mom, you're not going to tell me you told me so. I'm going to finish. But education is key. Actually, today I had the opportunity to be one of the educators for one of the classes. And it was so nice to have so much students and so many women come into class and I was able to teach them. I believe there's power in collaboration over competition. And sometimes a lot of people don't want to educate because they don't want to share their knowledge. And it's like, why wouldn't you want to share your knowledge? Imagine staying with all the things that you know. Imagine staying with all the gifts that God gave you. I can't. If I know how to make 1,000, I call my friends, I'm like, girl, I just made 1,000. Let me show you how I did it. Because I believe that all the things that I give out, God is going to provide that to me. But also, there's so many people out there that are wanting to start their businesses, and they just don't know how. And maybe they don't need a long 25-hour course. They just need one contact. They just need one word. They just need something. And if you have that, why not? So education has been the structure in the brand that I work with. They educate us every day. They show us about personal branding, how to start your business, how to elevate your brand. And every single day I'm being poured into, so I want to do that to someone else as well.
Education is very important to me. I think being open to receive is very important. I have took a lot of classes just striving to be the best at whatever was going on at the time, whatever is the thing that people want right now. It was quickly, whatever it was at that time, I wanted to perfect it. So I invested in myself, educating myself. And I also had the opportunity to be educated yesterday, and I love giving it to other people too. The same passion that I had starting out and seeing them have that, it makes me want to give them even more. So I'm definitely open to teaching and learning more. And I think the key to keep getting better is being open to learn.
I am the baby girl of 5 children of Trinidadian parents, Caribbean. By the time the opportunity came for college, the money was up. What do you want to do? Liberal arts? Liberal arts? And that's an NYU. So I ended up going to that and learn and engage. That's education. And protecting yourself from what's not education. The news first thing in the morning might make you sour for those first couple of clients. Maybe you want to not do that, right? But seeking education from your surroundings. So for me, the hustlers in the neighborhood, I learned how to hustle. I'm very proud of it. Because I can walk into any room and talk to anyone and still be able to figure out how can I get the job, how can I get my brand new. I'm so happy to say that this year alone in the last 2 years, we've done the Met Gala, we've done the Atlantic Festival, we're the lead artists for that. And there's so many exciting things coming up that I'm bursting to talk about. So go ahead and answer the next question. Oh my God, I love it. I love the balance between lived experience and actual formal education. And I think a lot of times people, especially on social media, go back and forth and battle about those two things. Which one is better? But I think like you guys just said, beautiful. Especially in the media industry. Absolutely. So for someone who feels stuck in one lane right now, what advice would you give them about narrowing their skills or income streams without burning out?
For anyone feeling stuck in this industry, my first question to them would be, if you could wave a magic wand and apply your skill set that you already are really good at in a new way, what would you do? So that question alone allows you to see yourself, have infinite potential, and say, where else would I apply it? And so I would just really start with the question, you know? And my advice around that is, you sometimes have to come out of out of the environment that you're in. Not physically, but mentally and psychologically. Kind of like if you had a bird's eye view of where you are, how else are you able to see yourself? And so that, that practice alone would be my advice for you, to start realizing that there is no actual box. The boxes that we have are the ones that we create. And if you can create it, you can destroy it. So, yeah.
Get yourself into different environments. Cracking the barrel is a real thing. Energy is real. Looking for assisting opportunities, finding opportunities out there where you can engage, Fashion Week. I'm going to tell a quick story. When I was at the beginning of my career, maybe in the middle of the beginning of my career, I took a job, and it was a big cruise ship, and I worked with a bunch of artists. I hadn't had a team at that time. And the next day, they called us back because we did such a good job the first day, working on 30 cruise ship members, making them look like they were from the 90s. So we went in the next day, and they said, we don't know who you're going to be working on, but just, be ready and be up for it. The only place I learned how to do a pedicure was getting my feet done. And I learned a little bit in beauty school. And in walks Alicia Keys. And I did her feet. And this is my first major celebrity. I had done like a little personal shopping for Beyonce before, but this was like me touching and really interacting. Swiss Beats comes next and he's like, do my dogs too? I'm like, oh. So I do 2 sets of feet. And after I was done, I said, you know what? I really want to be a celebrity makeup artist. I really want to step into the next level. Can I just do a little something for you? So be open-minded in that down phase. At the time I was in retail, I wasn't really making a ton. I was doing well. I was starting to come up, but I needed that opportunity, and it really served me well. I didn't ask for the photo together. I didn't sweat her. I just put a little makeup on and I can add that name to my list. So keep your ears open, keep your mind open, and keep your spirit open, and protect yourself from anyone who is telling you that you cannot do it. They are energy vampires, they're not good for you, and they're not your friends. And sometimes it's a journey that you have to walk through with God, and if you're lucky and blessed enough, you have a team. And even if that means it's your own family to stand by you, 10 toes down.
I think that the most important thing when you're feeling stuck is taking a step back. Because when we're stuck, we're trying to do a lot. Like, I'm stuck, let me build this brand. I'm stuck, let me sell shoes. I'm stuck, let me do hair. Right? So then we get overwhelmed. So I think one of the most important things is taking a step back. And paying attention. right? Paying attention to your surroundings, what it is that is missing in your surroundings that you can bring something to the table. I think this also goes back to educating yourselves. Because we want to do so much, but we don't want to learn. We don't want to go back to the basics, right? And that's the part where it gets messy right now with social media, going viral, just becoming famous in one day. That's what people are striving for, and let's be honest, that does help you elevate your brand, but that does not last forever. So when you build a foundation and you educate yourself and take a step back, that happened to me before I started, when I was in the mix of doing Heads of All Shades, I was doing stuff. I was like, why am I like growing? Like, what is it that people are not understanding for my brand? Like, I'm telling you what it is. Like, why are you not getting it? And my mom said, Franchela, that means disappear. Take a step back, right? And just hold back and look at your brand from the outside. Because you're looking at it from the inside. And from the inside looks perfect. Branding looks perfect. Everything looks perfect. She's like, son, take a step back. And then I started to see. I was like, and then I started to see all the things that I was not doing right, or the message wasn't coming out like I wanted it to come out. So I always say, take a step back. And the most important thing, just get into prayer. Just ask God to guide you. Because sometimes we're going so fast and God is trying to stop you. He's putting the brakes, and you're like, oh, he's putting the brakes, right? And I needed to just take a step back and get some God time. And I said, God, rebrand me, help me again, build me again, tell me what it is that I'm doing wrong, what it is I need to do better. And the moment that I came out of my prayer room, I came seeing exactly what I needed to do, and I came with more faith, trusting that I was going to make it work, and I educated myself. I started to take classes on marketing, on diversity, because I thought I knew a lot about diversity, it turns out I didn't know that much. So it's just educating yourself, it's just building yourself, and it's just overall just taking a step back and resting. Sometimes we just need to rest.
Speaking for myself, every time I felt stuck, I've definitely stepped back and took a breather. I'm really big on journaling, so when I'm just like very stressed out and I need to figure out where I want to be next, I go to my room, I take my book out, I write out some long-term goals, short-term goals, and then I kind of figure out like how am I gonna do this, or which goal am I gonna attack? And I do my research. I go on social media. I follow a lot of people who inspire me, and I'm not saying that I like copy and paste everything they do, but I definitely look to them to figure out what my next steps are, and that has always worked out for me. And also, don't be afraid to start over. I've rebranded myself so many times, and if that was in terms of like at first, I was doing hair out of my room, and I retrained myself to be a professional hairstylist. And what is it going to take me to be a professional hairstylist? Then, now I'm a celebrity hairstylist. What do I need to do to be in that field of a professional hairstylist now? So I've always journaled, and it always works out for me. And just definitely not being hard on yourself and figuring out your next step.
I love the way how y'all really just connected mental wellness. That's some great advice, man. That is so on par for what it is right now, especially for this next generation and getting them balanced in order. So kudos to y'all for even bringing those to the table for advice for the next generation or for anybody who wants to build something. So for some, if you could tell anyone right now, like what all that what my legacy is going to be, what do you want us to say? Like what do you want people to say about the brand, like the mayor, like the gifted, like the third? What do you want people to say about it?
If I'm hearing correctly, you said pretty much what do I want to be known for? Okay. What I want to be known for is your sister that did hair with you every Sunday. You know, they would bring a picture with mom. You know, it was our ritual to come together. When I created salon environments, I created it for that. Oh, my sisters are coming to get their hair done. You know, so I want to be known for that as like the vibe setter, the vibe creator, the enchanter. It's not just, oh, you know, grandpa probably do this. We are ceremonial. We are ritual pieces. So when we utilize our products, and I haven't even mentioned this, I'm also a hypnotherapist, so that's why mental health is so huge for me. And so from that aspect, the educational piece that I teach is intention is everything. So that's what makes anything a ritual. This is not woo-woo, it is scientific. You know, when you take a product, our name is in love. I am in love with myself. I want all of my sisters to be in love with themselves, no matter what their hair type is like. And so that's what I want to be known for, like a love fairy for beauty or something. Like I want you to see me with wings twinkling in the back of my jacket. You know, so I would say that's what's real for me.
I want to be remembered as the underdog. And I speak to the underdogs in the classiest way. Because don't let anybody make you think that you can't. There's possibility all through us, in our veins, in our soul. We know how to do it. So I want to be remembered for giving people opportunities, but also being the one that they thought that wasn't. My drop.
Well, one thing I want to be remembered for, first of all, these are the words that I use to help me get through everything. And your differences are not supposed to hold you back. They're supposed to be your assignment. And even though for me, I felt different, I still do a lot of the time, I feel like that didn't hold me back. I thought in the moment that was going to hold me back. But I understood that the uniqueness in me and what God gave me that's so unique, that was what's going to get me to my assignment and to my purpose. And I want to be remembered for that. For someone that overall loved God over everything. I want to be remembered for a woman that fought hard, not only for the Black girl, not only for Latina, but all women in general. And I want to be known for a woman that works really hard every single day for a space, for all women. That's the most important thing for me, because sometimes I know we fight a lot for ourselves, and that's beautiful, but we forget the people around us. And there's some people that don't have a mic, and they don't have a platform, but they're struggling. And maybe by me using my platform, or by me using what I have on hand, I can support and I can be of a blessing to someone else. So I want to remember like someone that just works in purpose. I don't work because I just do it. I just have purpose in everything that I do, every move that I make, every panel arrangement that I say yes to, every event that I host, it comes with purpose, because I know that every woman that walks in that room is going to leave with something. And I don't want them to just leave with a word. I want them to leave with resources, right? So I always have resources for the girls if they want to know how can I work with the brand, because I've been working with brands for years. A lot of people don't really say how they got to work with the brand. I'm like, no girl, I'll tell you exactly how it is, okay? And I'll even email them for you, right? So I want to be remembered for being that girl. That's a girl's girl, basically.
Yeah, when it's all said and done, I definitely want to be known as a good person who put in a lot of work to get stuff done. I want to be known for the things that I touch, physically, mentally, emotionally. As nervous as I was today, I give great advice to everybody who sits around me. Like I push a lot of people. We talk, we have great conversation. I want to be known as that humble, hardworking woman. I want to be known as a good mom, a sister, a good daughter. I want to like stamp the fact that I did the work, I put in the work, and she was a good person to me.
Well, listen, y'all, I have one more question. And this is a question that I ask every person that comes on my podcast. If you could go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what advice would you give her?
Make me cry. Oh my God. Oh, 15-year-old Gabby. I want you to know that believing in yourself is the only thing. Believe in yourself as you believe in God. If you can combine that two together, that's what builds the chi and the energy for others to believe in you. You don't need validation from anybody. If God planted a seed in you to do something and be something, stand in that mirror and talk to that girl, build her up every day, keep your mission forward, and eventually people will get it. But initially it's about you. It's about source energy and how you move with that. And smile, be happy, feel good, because that's what creates is your energy. So I love you.
To 15-year-old Nae, I want to say that when you get to the end of it all, you're not going to want to change anything. Through the good, the bad, the ups and downs, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And I also feel like the things that have been placed in your hands, it was meant to be. As hard as it is, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it through. You're gonna be in the room that you're supposed to be. You're gonna shake the room that you're supposed to. Love yourself, and everything's gonna work out.
Well, 15-year-old me, I would tell Franchela, I know girl, the camera's right there, right? I know girl, I know you didn't feel beautiful, you didn't feel seen, you didn't feel represented, you felt out of space. But one thing that I can tell you is there's going to be a moment in your life where you're going to leave the Virgin Islands and you're going to be exactly 18 years old. You're going to move to New York and you're going to have all of these dreams and you're going to think that you're going to become the American Next Top Model and you're going to kill it, but life is going to kick you. You're going to feel alone, you're going to feel lost, you're going to feel like you don't know what to do, and then you're going to buy a ticket and you're going to fly to Arizona, a state where you did not know that you were going to grow in. You're going to be sad at the beginning. You're going to have a daughter, JoAnn, which is gorgeous. You're going to go to college. And then you're going to have another daughter called Yanni. And then you're going to graduate. And then you have another daughter called Yanni. And your life is going to change. And you're going to create one of the biggest, most powerful, most inspirational communities called Women in All Shades. And you're going to inspire women all around the world. And in that path where you're building, you're going to cry, you're going to go to place, but then God is going to find you. And you're going to start to serve Him, and you're going to start to pray, and you're going to start to believe, and you're going to be the most powerful, most driven, most dedicated woman there is. And here she is today standing at the stage thinking that she can never do it, that it was never going to be possible, and yes it is. Yes you can, and yes you did. Congratulations, Franchela. You did it.
Man, how am I supposed to beat that? Man, so we know you got something. That was incredible. Like, she had a script running, time running. Where is it? The invisible ink. You know, I don't even know. This is such a difficult question. Because at 15 years old, okay, my father was head of nursing at St. Luke's Hospital. I was born with a wrist fusion where my bone and my joint is not straight. It's crooked. So usually people can do this. Born like that. And I was supposed to get a multi-million-dollar surgery when I was 15. And I wanted to run behind my boyfriend instead. So I didn't get the surgery done. I decided to opt out of the surgery. But you know, the real reason wasn't the boyfriend. I had already been doing hair and makeup, and I said, but Mom, what if I was blessed with a gift and it's this broken hand that did it? So you know what, my answer to that question is completely different than what we've heard. I wouldn't change anything. That decision was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Why? I kept the funky looking hand. I was one of the only makeup and hairstylists at Tresemme Fashion Week for 7 years. I've worked next to people who are some of the most incredible stylists. I assisted for Gabrielle Zalina, Shorter, some of the biggest names in the industry, with the bad wrist. And what it made me do is it made me work harder. It made me want to be better. I'm still trying to be better. I'm still trying to be better than I was. So I really would tell myself, my 15-year-old self, to stay 10 toes down and keep doing what you're doing because you're moving ahead in a wise way. Yeah, and not even in a egotistical manner, but just in the sense that moving in that direction and trusting that faith has been such a blessing. It's been so much fun. This is all so much fun. Thank y'all for sharing that. Okay, that was so powerful, and y'all healed some of y'all inner child stuff, and y'all healed some of the little girls out there that will hear this or just giving that advice and just talking to yourself. It helps to get some of that stuff out. I'm really big on mental health. I'm a mental health advocate. I wrote a book called Breaking the Cycle of Childhood Trauma, so I always like to talk to the inner child to hear what we got to say to ourselves. So I will let you guys let people know how they can follow you. If you have anything coming up, let the people know what y'all got going on.
Okay, for one, this has been amazing. I'm so excited to have shared space with you ladies, and I'm definitely following all of y'all because I'm trying to keep my makeup together up here. But my name is Gabrielle Zalina. You can follow me on Instagram at Gabrielle Zalina. That's Zalina. You can also follow me on my brand page, In Love Beauty, ENLOVE Beauty. And that's also the website. And so I'll actually be right back in New York. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'll be right back in New York for the Cute Affair, which is the CBS activation that we're doing somewhere here in New York. I don't come here often, but I look forward to being able to connect with more consumers and answer questions and, just connect. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not 100% sure of the rest of my calendar, but that's what I have on my next.
Okay, so you can reach me on Instagram at JoAnn Solomon Beauty. I am always looking for hungry, determined, talented artists. So if you're an artist out there and you see this, please definitely hit me up. We have the Booked Up Makeup Artist Planner available on Amazon. It's a wonderful resource for artists who need to plan their journey, really make sure that they're going about things in a strategic way, but it also has motivational quotes from some of our top women like Michelle Obama and Beyonce. I'm really proud of it. And I also have my lip gloss line, which is available online, JoAnn Solomon NYC. That's pretty much it.
Well, with Mujeres of All Shades, we are continuing to expand. We're doing events in other countries, in other states. Our last event was the Virgin Islands, and we're going to have another event in the Dominican Republic coming up soon. So we're expanding in that way. You guys want to be part of the community? You guys can find us on Instagram, mujeresofallshades.com. We host different things. We host fashion shows. We have online trainings. We have styling sessions. We have prayer and coffee. We do a little bit of everything, so you're always going to find something. And I'm also part of a beauty brand, and we're always looking for content creators and beauty influencers who are wanting to build their platform. So if you're wanting to learn more about makeup, skincare, nutrition, or you just want to make extra income, you guys reach out to me and I'm here to help you. And then also my personal page, Franchela Ulises, on Instagram and on Facebook as well.
Okay, guys, you guys can follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram under the same name, A in my hair, and A-E in my hair. And the next layer for me is stepping into the educational, and I will be dropping some e-books online, which is at www.nadebyhair. And come visit me at my salon here located in Milan, New York. We offer a little bit of everything.
I'm Dee Dee Legette, aka the Core Queen. Y'all can follow me on all platforms. Dee Dee Legette. I know it's a lot of E's. I'm sorry. DEEDEELEGETTE. Or you can just Google the Core Queen. You can find me anywhere. Just keep up with me. Over there, I got books. I got films coming out. So just check me out. And I just appreciate you ladies for being so amazing on this panel today. I learned so much from y'all, and I'm taking those. I'm getting one of those planners because it's my life together. Y'all, make sure y'all keep shining, keep sharing, keep serving, and keep showing people how to pivot and how to layer all these great pros, great job.